Good morning, good evening, wherever you may be, and welcome to Friday's Inspiration. Thank you for joining us. I'd love to hear where you're calling in from. We already see people from Houston and Hawaii, Slovenia and Sweden, and of course, there we go. Sorry about that. I don't know where I went. It's like a don't touch too many things. So, welcome to Friday's Inspiration. I am excited about today's program. We're talking about how we can be a vibrational match to our food. So, what we do here every week is we raise our frequencies, raise our vibration so that we can live a more vibrant, healthy, happy, joy filled life, living on purpose. So, thank you all for coming. And we have Idaho. Is that Idaho? Yes, I probably should put my glasses on. Thanks for joining us, Justin. So, today, why do we want to eat foods that are a vibrational match? Like, what does that even mean? So, the whole point of getting into these higher frequencies is one, those of us who are ascending or on the ascension timeline, which just means getting into these higher frequencies so that we can make this transition, this huge transition that mankind is going through, that it will be a lot easier. Many of us are leading others and helping others on this path, this transitional path. Some people don't like it calling it an ascension because it sounds so religious, but whatever you want to call it, we're all referring to the same thing. So as we're raising our frequencies, we start our life starts to change, right? And so that's why we come here. We're releasing lower frequencies and learning how to live in this higher vibrational frequencies. So one of the reasons that we want to do this with food is that we are what we eat, right? So every cell in our body is formed, is created, is rebuilt, all from the foods that we eat. So super important to eat in a really healthy way. We've heard that for a long time. However, a lot of people are confused because there's so many diets out there. Maybe you have food allergies, and so you're just not sure, what are you a vibrational match to? So the best way to do this is, I think, through muscle testing. You certainly want to be able to get your internal yes or no. So, in that internal yes or no, some people will use muscle testing. So, I've done that for years and it's always a backup for me. I get a lot of answers just in my head or I'll count. But muscle testing is generally an easy one for most people. So, you can test by doing like this. So, you ask a test question, a yes or no question. So, am I a dog? The answer would obviously be no. And so, am I doing a live video right now? So, the answer is yes. So, it's very strong. I also like to do it. Let's see here where we are with the test. Muscle testing with my arm. So, you would ask a test question. Am I a dog? The answer is no. And am I doing a live video right now? And the answer is yes. So, that's one way. Some people will hold the food or the item close to their body. And if they move towards it, that's a yes. If they move away from it, that's a no. Now, you don't actually have to have the physical product right there. You can actually just think about it. So, this is one example. If you think of a white sugar, so if just thinking about white sugar, you can even do this right now and test for yourself. Thinking about a packet of white sugar, and your muscles go weak. So that's just one example of being able to test things that are a vibrational match for you. And so another reason that we want to do this, I meant to mention this in the beginning, is that the healthier our body is, the more light it can hold, the more of our light quotient we can hold. So, as we're moving into these higher vibrational frequencies, these higher dimensions, these higher places hold more light. And so that's part of our growth and evolution is learning. And this is what makes us the most superior of all the species in the universe is that we as humans are learning how to hold a higher light frequency and quotient while being in a physical body. So that's the big thing that we're all doing here on the planet. So, getting back to vibrational foods that are a match. So, you have to learn how to muscle test or test in some way. You can even ask, you can get an answer, yes or no. But the main thing is you have to test. And so some people think, well, I'll just eat organic fruits and vegetables and then that'll be good. Well, that's not necessarily the case. Maybe nightshade plants are not good for you tomatoes, eggplants, potatoes. Maybe you're not a vibrational match for that. So you have to test. And maybe you were at the grocery store and you tested for potatoes and you went weak, but maybe you didn't test for organic potatoes. And the same thing can go with fruits, vegetables, um, actually, every single thing across the board. When I first started vibrational testing foods that were so muscle testing, if your muscles go weak, then that means the item that you're consuming is not going to strengthen you, it's going to weaken you. So this is why you want to consume foods that are going to strengthen you. So when I first started doing this testing, um, I was testing for coffee and that went weak. So I thought all coffee was bad. I did the same thing with alcohol. So in the beginning, I was saying, oh, alcohol, coffee, all bad. Not necessarily the case. Not all coffees are created equal. So you really have to test a specific coffee. It doesn't matter if it's organic, it doesn't matter if it's whatever, it's whether or not it's a vibrational match to you. Of course, organic is generally a better thing. And the same will go for wine. Now, I tend to pick, r- I'm sort of known for being able to pick really good wines. And some people are even calling me a wine whisperer. Like, I'll walk down the grocery aisle if you go to a place and they have a million wines, how do you know which one to choose, right? I always get confused. So I will just walk down the aisle and with my hand, I will just go past. And what I'm looking for is one that vibrates at infinity. And so I'll just keep going along, along, along until I will stop at one that vibrates at infinity. I'll recheck, I'll muscle test. And this is how I pick wines. One time, I was at someone's house, so this is also possible. I was at someone's house, they were having a wine tasting event and, paired with foods and so forth, and the woman was obviously trying to sell her wines there, and so we came to the last wine of the evening, and she said, "This wine is a little cranky, when it got put into the from the cask to the bottles, I don't know, something in the process didn't go well, so it was not the best, so she thought. So I said, "Well, let me hold it for a moment." I said, "Do you mind if I raise the frequency of this wine?" So I took the bottle of wine and I just held it for maybe a minute or two, infusing it with higher vibrational frequencies. And when it felt elevated, like at 1,000, I mean, at infinity, I gave it back to her and I said, "Well, there, let's see how it is now." So she opened it up and she tasted it. She says, "Wow, what did you do?" So it is possible. It totally smoothed out the wine and it turned out to be a really great wine. So that is also possible if you're kind of stuck already with a wine that's not so great. See if you can raise the frequency. So that's another thing you can do with the foods that you consume. A lot of people think, oh, anything sweet, especially if you're on keto, not good for you. And so I wanted to, I brought this one example of something that I'm a vibrational match to. Maybe you are, maybe you're not, but I love chocolate. And so this particular one, Honey Mamas, and this is, it has lots of different flavors. This is my favorite one. It just has honey, coconut, coconut oil, and let's see what other one I wanted. I think it has one other item. It's got some rose petals and lavender oil as well, and cocoa powder, organic cocoa powder, and a little bit of Himalayan pink sea salt. So this is a vibrational match for me, and of course, this is 3 servings for me. It is. And so anyway, so you don't have to rule out treats, that you think that all sweetness, all that bad for you. So I kind of think of this as candy, good, it's healthy, and I'm a emotional match to it, and maybe you are too. Main thing, check whatever consuming, so applied to diet. In a minute. There we go. Them, just uh, muscle testing them first or again and see if maybe your body has changed. Now, sometimes you can also consume a food, like maybe something that doesn't seem very good for you, but you can eat a little bit of it, not a lot, and a little bit body survive. So I don't. It's hang with me. This is some good stuff. So this is one of the consume and a prove seems to be going in and out of losing. I will come back because let's see about getting a better signal here. Just a second. Um, Hopefully, I won't lose you. Mhm. Hang on. Appreciate your patience here. Um, there we go. So if I lose you, just hang on. I think it's better to have a good signal than not. So, okay, hang on. Okay, there we go. So I could, it is one of those days. Okay, great. So today, in the MediClearing today, I wanted to work on a few things that relate to our ability to assimilate foods. So, what's the vibrational frequency of your stomach, your small intestines to be able to absorb the food. Stomach is more about breaking things down. Then we have the absorption in the stomach, in the small intestines, and also some of the organs that help with digestion, the pancreas, the gallbladder, liver. So we're going to check all these today and make sure that those organs that work with all this digestion are also in a high frequency. And this is okay. So hopefully, is it better now? Seems to be smooth now. Okay, great. So changing signals was a good idea. So thanks for your patience. Um, so was there anything you missed that while things were breaking up that you wanted some clarification about? Maybe you could type that in, and I'll answer any questions about what we're talking about. So, if you're interested in finding out something more specific for you personally, I would recommend a vibrational altitude report. And in there, I measure more than 50 things already. And if you have some specific things we can look at, maybe you have some food allergies, we can check for those. Maybe your organs are not functioning fully. We can also check those in a vibrational altitude report just by getting more specific for you. So it can be tailored in addition to the 50 things that we're already checking. I do this by just accessing your quantum field. You don't have to answer any questions. I don't need to talk to you. I just tap in like I do here. So it's a really great report and super helpful because you can't know where you're going unless you know where you are. So that's what we do with these altitude reports. So today, if there's no further questions, what did you say after showing the chocolate? That I'm a vibrational match to this chocolate, and I did read the ingredients. I'm going to read them again, or let you know what they are. Just so you know. So this is the honey mama, and so it's got honey. It's got organic honey. It has organic coconut, organic unrefined coconut oil, cocoa powder, organic, and pink Himalayan sea salt, a little bit of lavender oil, a few rose petals, and that's all. So it's really yummy. Yeah, I'm gonna put this under here so it'll be straight. There we go. All right, so today we are going to be checking our organs that relate to digestion. And we're also going to be checking and activating your 12 strands of DNA. So, we're going to do the process of running your energy just like we do every week. It's a process that I recommend people practice every single day. So, it's a practice. And by doing this practice on a daily basis, so not just here on Fridays, not coming here just to get your house cleaned, but learning here how to master your own energy by doing this practice on a daily basis, the practice of running your energy. So there is a free 20-minute meditation. There we go. Thank you, Roma. um, so that you can practice this process we do every day. And then come here every week and see what we're cooking up as far as different ways you can increase your light quotient. All right, so okay, yes, we're going to activate the 12 strands of DNA. So before I get started, let's measure. So this is how we do things. We measure, and then we're going to do the clearing, and then we remeasure. So let's see, and this is a collective reading on those who have shown up and also those who are going to be showing up out into the future. Believe it or not, that's how interesting this works. So 12 strands of DNA, how many? So we're looking at the majority of you. One, two, three. Only about 5 strands of your DNA. So we're going to see if all 12 strands can get activated today. So the more strands of your DNA you have access to, the more of your divine blueprint the way you're meant to operate, the more of that you can access. And let's measure some of these digestive organs. So we're going to start with the stomach. That's at about 50%. So we're going to raise these vibrationally in the meditation. And that doesn't mean that if you have stomach ulcers that they're all magically now gone. What it means is that we are creating some energetic support for these organs. So if you're one who has a low vibration in any of these organs, you'll want to maintain these higher frequencies. So I suggest that you listen to this again and again so that you can match the frequencies that we're matching here, and you can raise the frequency of these organs. And then over time, when it stays in these high vibrations, then it can start to heal, it can start regenerate, it can start to function more normally. So that's how I operate. That's how I can. I'm 67, and I think I'm probably healthier than many people, maybe most people half my age. So anyway, this is how I do it. This is how I operate. So the stomach is at 50%. Um, the small intestines, 100%. Good. So that's good. Those of you who are here, you assimilate well. And then let's see about the pancreas, which relates to the sweetness in life. That's at about 50%. So we're going to raise that. We're also going to check the gallbladder, which helps to digest fats. That's at 50%. Liver, also at 50%. So if there's anything that I've forgotten that relates to digestion, um, let me know and we'll check it. So, if there's no questions for now, let's go ahead and get started with this process of running your energy. And by the way, for those of you who might get a little lost or you're wondering what is she doing, where's she going, I'm not sure where that is to get my book online. It's available at Amazon. The book is Access Your Ultimate Power, the Blueprint to Infinite Intelligence. So we're accessing our infinite intelligence when we're muscle testing. Your body knows through its infinite intelligence what is best for you. So in this book, I outline this whole infinity system, how to muscle test, all of the stuff that we're doing here today. And it comes with lots of illustrations and pictures so you can follow along with what we do here every week. So let's go ahead and get started with getting ultra grounded first. Large intestines. Okay, good. So that's really more about elimination, but we'll check it. Right now, it's also at 50%. So um, we'll make sure that you need top to bottom all working, right? Okay, good. So let's go ahead and thank you, Conti, for giving some kudos for the book. Says it's amazing, amazing. Waiting for my second book. Yes, I keep threatening to finish it. Okay, yes, we need updates because this system is a uh, living. It's like a living entity. It's always growing, changing, morphing, expanding, evolving, just like we should be. All right, so let's get started with this process of running your energy. So we're going to put down a very good grounding cord. The esophagus, that's at 100 too. So, but, and the mouth and the tongue, right? The tongue, let's, we're going to back up a second here. Thank you. Um, let's do the tongue and the saliva. That's like the very beginning, our teeth, all part of digestion. So, the tongue, being able to taste and enjoy our foods, right? That's at 50%. And then saliva, that's at 100. And then teeth, also at 50%. So thanks for those suggestions. That's some really good ideas. Okay, let's get grounded. We're going to put down our grounding cord from the base of our spine all the way to the center of the planet. That looks good, like a big pipe. There's no effort in this, just releasing like gravity. Send those roots down from the bottoms of our feet as that goes down deep into the earth, maybe as far as a redwood tree. It intermingles with this intelligent communication layer and wraps around the entire planet. We're getting ultra grounded, connecting with the feminine earth and the energy of abundance. Let's start bringing that earth energy up through the feet and the ankles and the calves and the knees, up through the thigh, where you want to access more of your personal power. There we go. And then when it gets to the top of your legs, it's going to go down that grounding cord. You've got 2 loops of energy. Great. And then we are going to see if there's a worry circle. Ideally, there's no worry circle. Today, it's out to the 3rd layer. So that's your fear of stepping into your power. There are some control beings here. So let's use a black flame right at that root as we're pulling in this worry circle that holds all of your worry, stress, anxiety, doubts, fears, uncertainty. And so when we're in a lot of fear, our body tends to contract. And when our body is contracting, it can affect our digestion. Like when the stomach contracts, it's not operating fully. Okay, great. So now we have no grounding cord. Let's ground the heart, which is 100% open, but it's not grounded. So the place that we're going to go today to ground the heart is down at the root chakra, out to that 3rd layer. And okay, so this is interesting. So there's some people corded to your root chakra. It says to use a violet flame today. So we're going to use the violet flame and we're going to just transmute these attachments. So people cording to your root chakra, maybe relying on you as the rock of Gibraltar in their life, it doesn't allow you to feel safe in your heart. So we're just going to transmute all that and let that go. Okay, great. Okay, good. So now the heart is grounded. Did you notice that little shift there? Maybe you're feeling a little less guarded, maybe a little more open, a little more loving. Okay, so now we're going to start bringing pure source down through your creative rings. So today, since we're focusing on our health and wellness, our vitality, our vibrance, we're going to start bringing in pure source down through these intentions that are held in your rings. So maybe some of these intentions that are planted up here are to have more energy, more youthful vibrance, more strength, more flexibility, better night's sleep, better digestion, enjoying your food more. Maybe you have a desire to reach an ideal goal weight for you. And you might notice I didn't say losing weight because nobody wants to lose anything. So we're bringing these intentions down through our creative rings. And if your intention is to really improve your health and wellness over and above what we're doing here today and what we do here every week, is just to plant, while I'm thinking about it, plant a little bug in your ear, plant a helpful seed. We don't want to be bugging you. Is that starting on November 11th, we're going to be doing our next MediClearing. So we do this every other month. I wanted to start on 11/11. Those numbers are important to me because I know how our thoughts create our reality. And so that's what the ones are all about, which is why we start at 11/11 every Friday here. So this next round is going to be for 16 days, and the whole focus is going to be all about health and wellness. So every single day, we're going to be focusing on something more specific about our health and wellness, about diet, about beauty secrets. And so there's going to be a morning group, which is more foundational, and then an advanced group in the evening, which is going to go deeper into these 20-minute. We do clearing 20 minutes morning and evening. And so in the evening, we dive a little deeper and I share a little more personal uh, beauty tips and other secrets. Okay. Anyway, I just had to say that while I'm thinking about it. So we're not ready to give you the link yet, but I just wanted to forewarn you and create a little more excitement about this program. I'm excited about it. So, as we're bringing pure source down through your creative rings into the crown where it's stopping. So, right now, you don't have permission to give yourself this health and wellness. So, we're going to go out to this permission circle, out to the third layer, which relates to the power of your permission. There's some control beings up there. So, let's use a black flame right at the top of our crown. We can transmute these beings that won't allow you to bring in your ideal health and wellness. There's massive forces out in the world that make more money when we are not well. So that's their goal. So as we're bringing pure source down through our crown, sixth chakra, so it's stopping right here at some beliefs, out to the third layer. So here we're going to start releasing some of the programs that tell you how you should age. Like at a certain age, you're going to start getting um, Alzheimer's or arthritis or all those old people stuff. So that's just a program, and it's only true if you believe it. So we're going to help you start to release these programs that we hold right in that sixth chakra. It's held in place by control beings. So let's use a black flame right behind our sixth chakra so that we can start tapping into our infinite intelligence that knows how to regenerate, how to recreate more healthier cells. Um, that's one of the things we're going to be doing in the program is activating our telomeres. I'll be talking about that in the program. It's an important part of regeneration and longevity and youthful, being more youthful. Okay, so as we're bringing pure source down through the six, down through the throat, down into the heart, let's stop here. So out to that third layer, and we're letting go of the judgments now. It's not held in place by any fear entities. They're just the ways that you make yourself wrong and judge yourself for maybe not eating in a healthy way, or maybe not exercising or moving your body in a fun way that keeps you healthier. Um, so we're just letting go of all the judgments. We can't do about anything about the past, right? We're creating a new, healthier body starting today. We can always start today. And tomorrow we can start today. Okay. So we just keep starting and staying on track in the present moment, letting go of all those judgments. There we go. Okay, good. So now we're coming down through the heart, down into that solar plexus, which is going to start affecting our digestive organs, our stomach, our gallbladder, our pancreas, our liver, all right there at that solar plexus. So let's go out to the third layer. There's more control beings in here, about 50 of them. Whew. Let's use a big black flame. And we're going to remeasure all the organs when we're done. Whew. Okay, good. Using that black flame to transmute all these lower vibrating energies so your organs can start functioning with more light, higher light quotient. Okay, great. So, as we're bringing pure source down through the solar plexus, second chakra, spilling down the root. There we go. Now we're vertical. Let's mix these two energies, the earth energy coming up the legs, pure source coming down the backside. We're going to mix that, bring a 50-50 mixture up the front, real close to the spine. So it's stopping at that second chakra. 10. Okay, and so here the second chakra is congested all the way out to the 15th layer. In the past, I've referred to this as the 1%. That's really all part of AI, artificial intelligence. And so they they're here at the second chakra because this is where we create. This is how we convert energy into physical things. So they want to interfere with our creations. Let's use a black flame to transmute these control beings in the second chakra. And the trash man is here to take all of our trash away. This happens every week. I love it. Okay, good. So as we're coming up into the solar plexus, it's stopping again. A lot of trash. Let's go out to that third layer. So this is the energy that's stuck right here is going to make us feel tired. It's going to make it hard for us to feel motivated. So it's really holding down our energy. More control beings. So let's use the black flame so we can transmute more of these darker energies that are holding down our personal power. And when we don't have enough energy to do the things that we love, our metabolism slows down, everything slows down, and life is just not so fun, right? This can also be part of depression, too. There's also some anger and rage in here that's not yours. So let's drop that down the grounding cord. We're not taking your anger away, we're just releasing excess. You can get angry anytime you want. These more dense energies, fear, anger, worry, is what feeds the beast. So we don't want to feed the beast. Okay, good. So bringing that 50-50 mixture up through the solar plexus, up through the heart, where it's stopping again, all the way out to the 25th layer. 25th layer is where a lot of fear is held. So maybe there's a lot of fear around opening our heart. And so maybe that causes us to hold excess weight as a sort of protective mechanism. And so as we open our hearts, we start to treat our bodies naturally and more effortlessly in a kinder way. We start eating foods just naturally because we know it supports us. And we start dropping the guards. So we can sometimes just without any effort start dropping pounds or kilos wherever you are, whatever um, weight you're in. Okay. Whew. Okay, good. So letting go of all of the stuff that makes it hard for us to love, adore, appreciate ourselves. Excellent. Yes. Yeah. So that's someone mentioning here that they're exercising a lot, but still not losing weight. So yes, sometimes if we exercise too much, it creates more stress on the body, and so that it can have an opposite reaction. So depending on what age we are, is the kind of will maybe have to change the way we exercise. But notice also the foods that you're eating. So you would be a great person and candidate to make sure that you eat only foods that are a vibrational match and not over exercising. I'm also incorporating personally something right now with intermittent fasting. So, over a month, decreasing the window of time that not eating and shortening the hours that I do eat so that it's shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. Um, until like the final last couple days, there's only 1 hour in the day that you're eating. So that's another way that you can incorporate what we're doing here along with intermittent fasting is another thing. Okay, great. So we're bringing this 50-50 mixture up through second, third, fourth. Okay, so we're still working some energy here at the heart. So now the congestion's out to that third layer. Um, Cords. Okay, so there are people cording to your heart. So when someone cords to your heart, they're generally trying to make you feel bad or guilty as a way to make you do something. So it's a manipulation. Let's use a black flame. So this is a darker energy or someone with a more dense kind of energy. And you can just transmute that attachment because these judgments that you're feeling, they're not even yours. They're from these other people that are trying to make you feel bad. Okay, good. So let's bring this 50-50 mixture up through the heart. There we go. Throat. So right at the throat, we were talking about. So here's another one I didn't measure before, the thyroid, which is all about our metabolism, um, which is also at 50%. So a lot goes on here at the throat. It's the most common place we can get killed. So many past lives are stuck here. And that makes it hard for you to speak up, speak your truth. It also makes it hard for your thyroid and your parathyroid to function properly. Uh, let's see. Okay, so there's some control beings right in the throat. So we're going to use a black flame. And yeah, there's like just all this information that's coming in. So a lot of reasons why the throat is getting triggered right now. In fact, hang on. So we're clearing past lives of starving. We're clearing some energies around being choked to death, and so that squeezing of the esophagus and creating a lot of residual damage at the throat. So just use a black flame while I take a sip. Okay, great. Whew. So bringing this 50-50 mixture up through the throat. There we go. 6 crown rings. You might have more rings now. Let's fountain this energy out and down through all the layers of your aura, like paint being poured over a balloon. Let's pay special attention to the third layer. So that congestion starts right around the heart. So more control beings. Use a black flame in this layer if you'd like. Excellent. Okay, good. Then we're going to jump out to the 15th layer. We're going to start at the bottom. This is where that 1% energy that claims to have a lot of interest in our health and wellness, but is actually quite the opposite. So they're, as I mentioned before, more interested in making money off of us being well, off of us being scared and not well. And yeah, anyway, we don't need them in our energy field, in our health and wellness. Okay, let's jump out to the 50th layer, starting at the bottom. So a lot around the heart again. So this is the watchers. If you wanted to use a rainbow flame in here, you could do that. Okay, good. And 50, 60, 70. And then the last layer, and this is the layer just before we break through to infinity, is the 100th layer. And this is where the Dracos hang out. So let's use a black flame, transmute these oppressive energies. Excellent. So now our aura is clear. Let's check our circle of reciprocity, starting at the heart with our self-generated love. We're going to bring that out the right arm as we give out into the world with our loving energy. Let's put the fingertips together like we're holding a small ball, and we're going to allow ourselves to receive our self-generated love. So it's stopping right at the left wrist. There's control beings here. Let's use a black flame right at the wrist and transmute those attachments. Okay, good. So now you can bring the self-generated love into your left hand, up your left arm, up to the shoulder, down through the front and back of the heart. So there's the circle. Out the right arm, in the left. So you're filling yourself up with your own self-generated love. That's how it works. And then as we fill ourselves up with more light, more love, then when we go out into the world, other people can reflect back to us how much love we have. And that's the best way to meet someone if you're looking for a partner, is to go out into the world full. Okay, great, because then you'll attract the same thing. So simultaneously, this energy is going to go through the throat and the sixth chakra and the crown and through all the rings. Excellent. Okay, great. Doesn't that feel better? All right, let's remeasure some of these things. Okay, so there's still only 5 strands of DNA. So hang on, we'll get back to that one. And we're going to measure let's start at the top and we'll come down. So we're going to first start with the tongue. That's now at 100. And the teeth, that's still at 50%. That's a little bit of a harder one to do, but let's do it anyway. And most of these you'll discover are all in the root chakra, where we don't feel safe to step in our power to regenerate and heal our bodies. The teeth take a much longer time to regenerate and heal, but let's support it energetically. So we're going to go down to the root, out to that 3rd layer. And we're going to pull in this energy and this belief that we are just going to deteriorate and grow old and die just like everybody else. Whew. And this can also relate to how well, okay, well, never mind. I'm not going to go there. Never mind. Okay, so we're teeth, 100%. Okay, good. The thyroid, still at 50%. Let's go back down to the root, 3rd layer. And so we're going to tap into this ability to self-generate our own metabolism. Okay, thyroid, 100%. As we're coming down through the esophagus, that was 100. Let's go down to the stomach. That's at 100. And then down into the small intestines. That's at 100. The colon. That's at 100. Let's check the pancreas. That's at 100. Liver. That's at 100. Gallbladder. That's at 100%. Did I miss anything? So we can check that. Okay, let's go back to the 12 strands. Let's see if we can raise this as, see if you're ready to raise and activate more of your 12 strands of DNA. So we're going to go and find where this program is sitting that interrupted and disconnected us from all of our DNA, our divine blueprint. We're going to go to the sixth chakra, all the way up to the 50th layer. That's the watchers. So the watchers are paying attention to how much of our DNA we're accessing. So we're going to reconnect this. How about the kidneys? So the kidneys are not part of digestion, but it is a part of the elimination. That's at 50%. So maybe next time we'll focus more on elimination. But today it's more about digestion. And that would be a great one that we'll be doing in the health and wellness activation during the 16 days that's starting on 11/11. So we'll be going through all of the systems, the nervous system, the digestive system, the elimination system, our reproductive system, our skin, our lymphatic, our brain, our nervous system. We're going to go through all of it. So hopefully you'll be joining us for the whole thing. Okay, getting back to the 12 strands. Sixth chakra, 50th layer. This is where this program is in place that has deactivated and disconnected our 12 strands. So we're using a rainbow flame here. Kuena amaye anatukuye umupuya apaya natikupu amaye kienatuku uyopu ama ataye kikia notuye. Then we're going to go down to our heart, out to the third layer. So the heart accesses our infinite intelligence. So this is another place where our 12 strands have been disconnected so that we can't connect to our infinite intelligence. So in the heart, at the third layer, control beings. Let's use a black flame. Poyanati e maye kupoya. Anaye nia kumuya. Tiena pa a paye ki a kaye natiko pu uya. And then down in the root where they made it so that we don't feel safe to step into the fullness of our power. Out to that third layer, more control beings, 100 control beings. Oh, if they only knew how powerful we actually are. And so we know. Let's use a black flame in the root as we transmute these 100 control beings so we can access all of our divine blueprint. O moya ata na tia kia na paea. Kwa a apea na ki ke o moyo oye. Really anchor this energy into the core of the earth. Allow pure source to come down through this central core and just really anchor our 12 strands. I've not done this before, so I have no idea if this is even going to work. Let's see how many have gotten activated. Ta-da! 12. So we just activated our 12 strands of DNA. You have access more to more of your divine blueprint now. So you can self-generate. And so when we're doing this 16-day program, we're also going to be making sure that our telomeres, which relate to cell regeneration and replicating our cells identically. So we're going to be doing lots of really cool things in this 16 days. And this is kind of an introduction. This is a beginning point. So now you have 12 strands of your DNA activated. Go practice over the weekend measuring foods that are a vibrational match for you. And you might be surprised and you might be really excited to knowing that you're eating foods that are making you stronger, not weaker. And when you start doing this, you can start paying attention to how you start to feel in your body. You'll start to digest better. You'll start to have more glow in your eyes. Your eyes will sparkle. You'll have just more radiance in your energy field. So it's actually really great. You guys have any questions about what we just did? Feeling more vibrant now. Of course, Inga Marie. Thank you for sharing. How about anyone else? How are you feeling? Uh, can you check the ileocecal valve between the small and large intestines? Okay. It's at 50%. So we want this part to also function. Um, Go to the root chakra, out to that third layer where you can access the information so that you can know how to regenerate and repair this so that it functions normally. It sounds so easy, right? Well, it is. It can be this easy when we're really dialed in and tapped into our infinite intelligence. Whew. There we go, 100%. So, like I mentioned, that doesn't mean that these are going to stay at 100%. You have to keep up with the energies that kind of tend to bring us back down, that kind of keeps us in our habitual ways of being. So, the more conscious you are of operating with how your body's functioning, measuring from time to time what your frequencies are. If you can't do it on your own, then just get a temperature report, and then you'll know. And in that report, I tell you all the places that you're personally blocked so that you can potentially go and clear the energies to yourself. And then in the 30-minute call that comes with this report, we can check and see if you were successful in clearing the energies yourself, or maybe you need more help. Either way, it's really an invaluable tool to know exactly where we are. All right. Can you do the same thing asking about supplements? Yes, absolutely. If they are good or bad. Thank you. Yes. So it's really a great way to, when you're shopping online, like you can't sit there and hold the vitamins, but you can look at the product. And so then you're tapping in vibrationally to what the product is, and you can muscle test that way. And you can even, as I mentioned before, I don't know if you were on earlier, but you can even think about a specific product and you're tapped in. So, this is how powerful we are. You guys have no idea. And even I'm, as advanced as I'm apparently only 50% of the way of what is actually possible for us as humans. So we're just living into more and more of our vibrational radiance and light. And yeah, so thank you for your questions. This was awesome. I feel more joy, calmness, and clarity. Well, great, Justin. Thanks for joining us. It's great to hear. And Kanti, wow, I can breathe well. As we were doing this, I felt a warm, loving hand on my back. Oh, that's beautiful. That's really great. All right, let's see if I missed any questions along the way. I don't think I did. Um, all right. Well, I appreciate all of you coming here every week. So please share this with your friends and family. You may have noticed if you listen to the recordings, this is not a monetized channel. There are no commercials. So I rely on you guys to share this with your friends and family so more of us can be living in these higher vibrational frequencies as we are on our path of ascension or transformation or evolution, whatever you want to call it. We're all going there. So let's help each other out and share this. All right. I hope you enjoy your weekend. Can we balance minerals and vitamins in our body without eating them? That is a good question. If you're not You mean like if you're not taking supplements? I think that's what you mean. So then the question would relate to more about getting our vitamins and minerals through the foods we eat. So that's the other benefit of eating foods that are a vibrational match, is that then you can know whether or not you're building your energies up or depleting them. So you can also check through we could do this through a report and find out which you can even test which vitamins you're deficient in, which minerals you're deficient in. So this testing can go a long ways for testing lots of things. So use it and practice it this weekend, and hopefully you can start getting enough practice that you'll be able to join us for the health and wellness activation starting on 11/11, and we're going to go for 16 days. We don't do it on the weekends. We take the weekends off, but 16 days, and then I'll be heading to Egypt. So I can't wait to bring all of those frequencies to you when I return. All right. Sending much love. Enjoy your weekend and have a beautiful day as well. Namaste.